Hey guys, welcome back. Today I thought we'd do a little more story time with Maya. And this story is about my first interactions with men as a woman. So picture this, I had just gotten to Florida and I had only been me maybe, I don't know, 2 weeks or so, and I decided what I really needed was a new driver's license, because you can imagine my old driver's license looked nothing like me. So I decided to head off to the Department of Motor Vehicles here in Florida. And so I walk in and I show the guy my old Texas driver's license, which, by the way, he did not believe was me, but he let me through anyway. Now it just so happens that the clerk I got was a guy, and he seemed pretty nice. He was all smiles and didn't seem to be giving me a hard time at all. I mean, I looked different than I do now, but at the time I had no idea how female I looked, and I guess I looked pretty female. I'll show you a picture. In any case, what made the whole thing awkward was that he had my Texas driver's license in front of him, which clearly showed me as a guy. But not only as a guy, but also showing my gender marker as male. So he's looking at me, he's looking at my driver's license, and he knows what's up. And I'm thinking maybe he's gonna give me a hard time or something, but he doesn't. He just looks at me and he smiles. He gives me this kind of, I don't know, in retrospect, I guess it was a pretty creepy smile. And then he starts asking me a series of questions. Now at the time I was really naive and I had no idea about the interactions between men and women or how they could go sometimes. So I just stood there and kind of looked like this the whole time, thinking, why is he asking me these questions? These seem kind of weird and not the kind of things a normal DMV guy would ask me. Of course, it was not the kind of questions a DMV guy would normally ask another guy, which is what I was used to at that point. I hadn't been on this side of the fence for very long. So the first question he asks me is this: hey, have you ever looked at some of those Craigslist personal ads? Some of them are pretty crazy. And he does it just like that. I'm serious. He kind of gives me that kind of leering smile, and I have absolutely no clue what he's going on about. I mean, later on in my life, I would put a personal ad on Craigslist, and if you look around there are actually a whole lot of ads for men seeking trans women. And at the time, I did not know that, but I guess he thought I might be into that kind of thing. So the next thing he asked me is this: hey, you know the Villages? They have some pretty crazy parties up there. You ever been to a key party? Okay, seriously, again, I have no idea at the time what a key party is. I had to go look it up, but it's apparently a party where people put all their keys when they walk in into a big bowl, and then basically you end up going home with whoever's key you draw from that bowl. Yeah, I'm totally not into that kind of thing. I mean, if you are, fine, hey, I got nothing against it. But at the time, I didn't realize what it was a come on. Okay, and then after taking my picture, the next thing he does is give me back my Texas state driver's license. But he didn't give it back to me like every other DMV worker I've run across who's done this since. No, what he does is he gets that kind of leer again, and then he does this: hey, most other people wouldn't do this for you, but here you go. And so this is what he hands back to me. As you can see, yeah, I look really, really different from my old photo. And so this is what the DMV worker saw. This is what the guy at the front desk at the DMV saw when he didn't believe the license was mine. And you can see this little cut he took out of the corner. I mean, it looks like I caught it in a car door or something, just snipped off the corner. Now this is another driver's license I've had invalidated at DMV in Florida. I mean, that's a huge cut out of the corner. It's very obviously an invalid driver's license. So I have no idea what favor he thought he was doing for me. I mean, I've thought about this for years, literally. If any of you can come up with why he did that, please put it in the comments, because I can't think of it. The only thing I've been able to come up with was maybe he thought I was a sex worker or a drag queen and that I might need male ID, like I switched back and forth between the two identities sometimes, and perhaps I would sometimes have to show that one if I got stopped by the police. But thanks to him, I'd also now have a driver's license with a picture of me as a woman on it. Anyway, I have no clue. I didn't realize the sexual subtext of what was going on because I had never been a woman. I was just thinking he was a weird dude, a weird, creepy dude, which I guess he was, but it wasn't until years later when I thought back on what happened to me there that it occurred to me that he was probably coming on to me. So yeah, that's just, you know, a day in the life of a transgender woman, or not your average transgender woman, I guess. But yeah, these are the kinds of things that happen to you sometimes. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like it, and also make sure to share it with your friends and subscribe. And until next time, see you around the interwebs.